my name's Danny, and I love to write lyrics. I write to like words about what I feel inside of me.
Yeah, well, I actually met Danny at the OCD clinic. We were both in this intensive treatment program for OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, which, as most people know, it's an anxiety disorder. But it was an intensive treatment program. It actually, for me, just ended today.
I never even knew Lauren, and like I don't know if you brought up piano in one day, but somehow we talked about music and like.
I think because I tell everyone that I write music because I'm like, maybe something will happen. So kind of I'm trying to like get my emotions out on a piece of paper by, instead of like telling other people, I just write them on paper.
And I think like my best friend's suicide is like the first song I ever showed you, right?
Well, you emailed me the lyrics, and then I wrote the music and the song to it, and then I showed it to you. You're like, oh, wow.
I loved it. Yeah. As soon as I heard her singing it, it's kind of like a release for me, to release that pain of losing my best friend. And I'm just so happy that Lauren can do that, because I can't sing that song. I'm a really bad singer, but it's not just that. It's just emotionally, I needed someone to like do this for me so I can listen to it. Does that make sense? Okay, it's hard to say it, but I will anyways. My ex-wife, I was in the Philippines, living in the Philippines, and I was about to come home to the U.S. because my mom has cancer.
I've struggled for a lot of years with mental illness, and actually it was only last year that I began to write music myself, mostly about a lot of the struggles with mental illness that I have had.
So I went on Facebook and I saw a picture of her with this guy and a baby, and the second later I went upstairs, and I was living in the Philippines in this huge like mansion thing, like, and in Cebu, a city called Cebu, and there was like a cliff. It was actually an 8-story building. So I went up to the top of the building where I used to live, and I tried to jump off, but I couldn't do it. So then I took a lot of Klonopin. I went to the store. I had a prescription for Klonopin, so I started like hoarding the Klonopin and planning it out. And then when I went to the internet, I found out that Klonopin doesn't do anything if you overdose on it.
So what made you want to do it, to even plan it to begin with?
I didn't want. I think I missed her so much. This is like that last suicide attempt, but I missed her so much. I loved her so much. And I think we still love each other in a weird way, like, but it's like almost like a child, you know. Like I feel like we had like a not brother sister thing. I don't know what it was, but like I didn't want to face the world. I didn't want to have it one day without her, I think.
I never planned to actually kill myself, but I've been in places where I was willing to do riskier than normal things in order to escape the suffering that I was having. So I definitely relate on that level to it. And music is a way to really express these intense feelings without, physically hurting yourself. So
you watch them die, run, 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 society says, run, 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 you're less than human, run, 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 the weak must die.
Well, mental illness it's a lot better than it was, but it's still very, very stigmatized. So it's not just something you can bring up in casual conversation. Most of my friends right now I've met because I've been in treatment for the last few years, I've met in like treatment centers or groups. So obviously I can talk about it with them, but my goal is to, make my music kind of a way for mental illness to speak for itself, so it's not so shameful to have it.
That's beautiful.
Did you hold it? Thanks.
She knows the chord. She memorized it. I don't even know what the words are.
Well, because it goes, the weak must die, the strong must survive.
There it
that
is.
was kind of...
Is that the part?
Yeah, no, yeah, I know it, I'm good. They put them mentally, they were, that they were racially superior, and then so they could do all these horrible things to them.
Worthy of life, joy division is her vision. To live or die, mankind makes the decision. Wash your hands with soap made up of your friend.
Well, there's just one thing